Diego and Gwen, top priorities, of course. So probably expecting to see them in here.
Yeah, and one of the champions that you mentioned there, Mundo, it's one champion that I've been really interested about in terms of how he would play around, how he would affect the meta, because his change made it so that certain champions would be able to come back because those are the champions that can counter him really well. But Mundo should be able to stand out in this particular meta because there's so much you see in almost every position that you can make use of the Mundo really well. So I hope we see something out of these teams, especially with the Mundo. I don't expect him to be in the jungle because the jungle clear is now kind of worse. But on the top lane, it should be a really interesting pick, and we can see already that there's Aatrox, Ari, and Tristana Band coming through.
Yeah, the Tristana ban, definitely see it. Tristana's top tier, whether she's in mid lane or in the marksman position. Teams have been picking her up a lot because she just is so powerful in everything
Yeah.
that she does. So the Karma and Senna bans coming out from Glaive, we don't want to see them picking that. And like I was saying, that insta lock immediately get the Gwen. And for the trade back, going to be the Akali picking up on the side of Glaive Prime.
Yeah, they seem to be already going for these lane matchups that they go. I like the Akali against the Gwen specifically because it's one of those champions. It's a lane that will require a lot of outplay potential, but if you're able to pull it off, then you will be able to run with the game. I think they're betting a lot on which top laner will be able to win that 1v1, and whoever wins the 1v1 should be able to give more pressure for their team and have even more power early on. I really like that they have a 2v2 in the top lane that is really early game focused. The Xinjiao and the Lee Sin want to fight as soon as possible, and the Akali and the Gwen have Ignite top. So whoever wins that 2v2 may just as well run over the game.
Yeah, definitely can snowball on either side right now. You do see the multiple globals coming out. I mean, the globals with the TF coming out on the side of Cloud9, great for rotations, running around with that Xin Zhao, making a deadly combo. Now, Glaive over here is picking a pretty nifty, scrappy combo. You have the Lee Sin, the Kali, and the Silas. So the Silas in the last pickup is really good because those are all good ultimates for him to steal, whether that be the TF Destiny, whether that be the Xin Zhao ultimate as well, and the Gwyn ultimate coming out is some for him to grab, and a Nautilus on the side of Cloud9 to round out their composition is just that is a scary looking team.
Yeah.
TDS, if I'm looking at this team of Cloud9 Amateur, is just like a lot of things that can pick you out and take you down real fast. Where on the side of Glaive Prime, they're looking to do some smaller skirmishes and move you around the map as well as themselves with their rotations.
Yeah, one of the key things that I think you touch on there with the scene and composition is speaking of champions. They want to be able to isolate certain champions and be able to pick them off as soon as possible because that way they can win team fights. They are not a team fighting team with this composition specifically, and their skirmishes can be won, but are more difficult to win in comparison to just having the Akali, the Sylas, and the Ezreal specifically. One of the key things that I really want to focus on is the fact that we're having a Draven. I haven't seen that champion in so long, but he's still a really good champion to put against the Ezreal early on because Ezreal's power spike will come through when he gets the Sunderer. As soon as he gets
Yeah.
that, the matchup may change a little bit, but the Draven coming through, I really like it. And if they can put as much pressure as they can with the Draven, with the Nautilus, with the Xinjiao, as well as the level 6 Twisted Fate, then they can just run over with the bottom lane. And if the Draven is ahead, I think they can win the small skirmishes really easily.
Yeah, definitely these skirmishes are looking pretty spicy. You were talking about not seeing Draven for a while. He did have some recent buffs come in, so that is lending him seeing more play. You don't really see it at the pro level, but you do see it at that amateur, that collegiate level that we are in. It's just some of the changes, and also with Sunder, he can build that and work that into his build as well. So there's multiple options, for Draven to have.
Yeah.
Or on the side of Glaive, this Ezreal, you see Ezreal so often now, whether that be in mid or in bot lane, and his ability with his build path. We're talking about Sunder being the most overtuned item in the game right now. I
Yeah.
see, I think 6 out of the 10 champions on this game board can build it successfully, and it's it's kind of insane in that vein. So we'll definitely have to look and see where the build's going to be going for the side of Glaive, because every single item can count towards their victory. But I'm expecting it to be the Sunder build. I'm expecting it to be that kind of tankish bruiser esque Ezreal that we do see. Um, So Sindillion, you got some work cut out for you because you have the hooks coming at you, TF Gold cars coming at you, Gwen's gonna try and dive in on you, Xin Zhao's gonna try and dive in on you. Let's hope the man brought his dancing shoes on today.
Yeah, and I really like that they're giving the focus to dealing with the Israel because it was one of the champions that I think they give a lot on OQs, and he performed really well with that champion. He was able to win a lot of team fights with the Israel. He was able to skirt around difficult compositions that would dive him and be able to still output a lot of damage. So I like that they give this champion that is not only so high damage, but so has so many avenues to survive and still win many team fights for him. And I think if they are giving this kind of 80 carry to him is also so that they don't have to put that much pressure bot side, but instead focus on their solo laners because that way you can just let the Ezreal scale, get the items that they need, and instead play through their solo laners, try and get advantages through them, and that way just keep on winning and winning in other sides of the map without just losing out right on bottom lane.
Yeah, and also we are looking at the interesting different variables they can do with this composition on Glaive because it is in fact the support Gragas
Yeah.
coming on the side for Ratchet. So not where you typically see Gragas. You see him pop up from time to time throughout the year in the support role, but definitely was expecting it in a different area, and that is a jungle Lee Sin as opposed to the normal top or mid Lee Sins that we have been seeing a lot recently. His early game power is still very much there. It just comes up a little bit slower. So we're going to be watching to see how they're going to navigate these fights in the early game, especially with how much early game power Glaive has comparatively on the side of C9 Amateur. They're coming in real strong with that Xin Zhao being able to roam wherever he needs to, and then also with Captain Shrimps on the Twisted Fate being able to roam once he hits that 6. It's going to be really interesting for Super Big Ego to shadow him and follow him around the map. So we're going to go to a quick break as we do get the teams loaded in for this first game. So don't switch off this channel because we will be right back.
Oh yeah, I woke up on my mattress next to a savage. My love's like a black hole sun, so bright when it burns, so dark when it's done. So hard to relate to one when I find myself tripping off that blunt. Tripping off this blunt, so I might be blunt if I do confront you. Don't run, no, don't run from the black hole sun.
I just picked a new bitch up in a Volvo truck. Said she never seen LA. I put her on a plane, she's so in love. You better watch yourself. Why you act like that? Like you don't need no help. Look, yeah, I just pulled her up with my new bitch. I put all that you pop my new shit. How cool I'm tired to feel like a new kid. And I'm on black power, this ain't no new shit. I just got the deal, I got an offer. And all of my niggas, they finna prosper. So free my life, and now my nigga like freaking, you know that control that I'll call up though. First time's awkward, it's all good, we already know. Just be cool, keep you cool, cause you losing control. Check your phone, cover's blown, and then they gon' know.
What's good, baby, you're so fine. About to clear my day, about to make some time. I hope I've been on your mind, cause you've been on mine. Let me cross that line. Like what you saying, girl, you fine. You can smoke my blunt, you can roll my dime. I think we should waste some time working hard to find we could cross that line. My love's like a black hole sun, so bright when it burns, so dark when it's done. So hard to relate to one when I find myself tripping off that blunt. Tripping off this blunt, so I might be blunt if I do confront you. Don't run, no, don't run from the black hole sun.
All right, everybody, welcome in to the Risen Championship Series, Week 1, Game 1 between Cloud9 Amateur and between Glaive Esports Prime. Man, I got the goosebumps on me now because this is about to be a spicy game.
Yeah, and already we were seeing something really interesting out of Glaive, going for that level 1 in the bottom lane, but it's not the typical level 1 with 5 members, but instead it was just the solo laners with the Gragas for that level 1 to see if someone would walk in and get a kill. And I kind of like it because that way you can save the other parts of the map as well with the Ezreal and the Lee Sin, but still have a really nice level 1 with a member that has the Ignite and the Gragas that will have the Stun. I hope that could have worked. It looked really nice.
Yeah, that would have been really good off the start to get
Yeah.
something going. C9 Amateur just they're like, nah, it's cool. We're gonna just walk out. So no, the line of scrimmage is set. No invades or sneaky happenings here. Just simple level ones, leashing for their junglers. And we were talking to their junglers in the draft, seeing that Zadix versus XU, these kind of early game S junglers. We do have Lisa normally with the advantage over the Zinzao. But we have been seeing more solo lane Lee Sin than jungle Lee Sin as of late. We'll have to see how his early game power is able to impact the lanes that he has on the side of Glaive.
Yeah, and like you were, whoa, already such a nice streak top lane. Really well played by Speedo.
That's Gwen for you.
Yeah, that is small dash with the reset. It will always be able to deal so much damage. And I like that he's going that aggressive because he can set up a gank for the Xinjiao. Sadly, obviously they know that Xinjiao will go path bot side because of how they started with the lane setup. But still, it's a nice trade that they can get. He can even push the wave even more and maybe have a cheeky back before actually having to commit anything like a teleport or something like that. And that way be ahead of the Akali that has just 1 CS right now. I think they're prepping the Xinjiao to try and take the bottom scatter crab and try and force something either mid lane or bottom lane as soon as possible.
Yeah, they don't really have to pay attention to top lane because Diomar versus Speedo over here, it's a bit of a wash because that's just how Gwen is. She's very oppressive in lane against these champions. And also, of to note, Speedo took Ignite over the Flash. So he's looking for these aggressive 1v1s and all ins at all points of this game. But yeah, we were talking about that setup dive that we were talking about getting that bot scuttle coming over here. There's the flash in. Breezy taking up the damage. Cendilian's trying to get out. He's kiting back. Ezreal's fancy feet will get the first blood. Will get turned back onto his X. He will claim the kill credit. But in the mid lane, Captain Shrimp, you're in a bad spot, player. Super Big Ego will claim that kill. The dive is still going on. Oh my god. Diomar is one touch away. Wixie will finish him off. The TP down to try to help out his teammates will result in him going down. It's only Ratchet against the world. He does flash out. The TP's committed by Speedo to try and get this kill back. Ratchet might just want to walk away, play. You don't want to go into that. She can just take you out easy. Body slam barrel. The ignite is ticking, and yes, he will get that kill. A bit of an overstay on the side of Ratchet. Should have just taken what he could have and gotten out. And that's a quick 3-2 on the side of C9 Amateur.
Yeah, and I think Ratchet, his plan was to not try and stop anything, but just see if the Gwen was still there so that the Lee Sin Sadox could have a really nice pathing into there and try and get a kill. But yeah, he overcommits and dies, and already we're seeing so much commitment bot lane, a level 3 gank from XU on the Xinjiao to try and secure the kill, and they give 1 kill and 2 assists to the Draven. He already is in a really nice spot with those 2 kills, and he didn't even need to blow the flash. So now they have even more chance to try and take advantage of with this Draven of the Ezreal and the Gragas. And also panning topside, the two top laners TP'd there, and Gwen left the lane with a CS advantage. Meanwhile, the Kali had to leave a lot of CS dying towards the top lane, so he lose a lot of minions, and now the Gwen will be able to collect and be even farther ahead than the Kali.
Yeah, and DMR had to back when he managed to get the double ring set up on his return. He is down in some CS, but also down as Speedo was able to collect a kill off of that bot lane huge fight that was happening, unlike DMR. And also, DMR stepping a little bit too forward. He has no flash to use. That's use the Shroud to try and get out. There's the chase on. Speedo's 2 seconds away from another dash. He could dash in and get that kill any second. And no, he won't just be able to walk away. Diomar able to get over there to flash over the wall. But here's the chase. Super Big EO misses the chains, but the whole gang's here. Yeah, it doesn't matter. In the end, Captain Shrimps will be taken out. Zadix claiming that kill in the mid lane. And it looks like they're rotating over to Dragon. Glaive Prime trying to get some work done.
Yeah, and I think they will have a lot of easy access to this dragon. They should be able to secure it. We're already seeing that Xinjiao is going towards the other side of the map. And it makes sense since the Gwen is going to back and be able to turn back. I think they can set up a gank top lane against this Akali that doesn't have neither Ignite nor TP. So if they can take advantage of her and give another kill to the Gwen, it's just going to be such a lopsided matchup after that point. But I really like the moves from Glaive going towards the mid lane, trying to kill Captain Shrips as much as they can, and they already now have a kill on the Sylas, and he's close to level 6, so maybe they can make use of the Twisted Fate ultimate before Twisted Fate can even use it.
Yeah, definitely. That seems to be the plan there. And oh man, as soon as it happens, though, Captain Shrimp TP the middle of the bot lane. It's a party. It's a party. No backup to be found as Sindelian will be taken out. Ratchet is watching his buddy fall. The response getting breezy on the back half of that makes it a 1-for-1 trade. But Captain Shrimps, we were just talking about that Destiny Ultimate, and as soon as we stop, he's right there in the forefront. Super Big Ego gonna try to get a bit of a CS lead as his laner is away, but he wasn't able to follow up on that. But
Just
yeah,
got
good
level.
response.
Yeah, sadly, Super Big Ego just got level 6. I think the difference between experience was the fact that so many members were already at mid lane, so it ended up
Right.
making him too late to arrive at level 6 before the Twisted Fate. And we just see, as soon as Captain Shrimps hit level 6, he moves downwards. They were setting already the wave to collide with the turret way before, and they just TP the Twisted Fate there. You get the kill, it's really easily. And it seems to be a skirmish bot lane with every 3 members down already.
Yeah, it's a party at blue buff, baby, but there's 1v1 in the top lane. Diomar getting the better of Speedo. He wants that revenge kill back. Watch that 2 damage, watch that 2 damage. He does, he gets the kill. Party at blue buff, XU is going to take out Shaddix. Good body slam, but Wixie, he's a big boy. Going to take out Super Big Ego, grab himself a double kill as well. Sindelian, once again, has to watch his friends fall in front of him as he gets a kill on the Breezy, but will back out with the Arcane Shift.
Yeah, and Sendilion tried to arrive a little bit too late, something there, but it was already a fight being out of control for the side of play. They were already out of position. I think they lose the blue buff apart from that, so they were trying to fight an uphill fight, and the Draven is just so far ahead. I think he is going to go for the Sunderer build because he has
Yeah,
the Shin, or
he does
maybe
have the
not,
Sheen.
or is it the other item, the mana item? The Essence River.
Oh,
Maybe it's
Essence
that,
Reaper, yeah.
and then going into something else. But he has a Shin, so his power will be even more. He's more strong than
He's,
Ezreal right now
yeah,
by so much. So
yeah.
they need to be really careful of this. They can set up any dive whenever they want. The Ezreal cannot respect that, respond to that, or even survive that. And I also want to focus on the CS differential. Ezreal is more than 30 CS
Oh,
behind
man.
this Draven.
Yeah, pointing that out. Waxy is having a very fun game so far. Sindelian
Yeah.
is just barely hanging on by a thread. He is down a whole Warhammer, a kill, and an 2 assists to his opponent. Hopefully, Glaive can shore up this difference as we do look to see another dive setting up on mid lane. Super Big Ego doesn't have a ward down there, and he does know that the bot lane is missing, but he has no clue where they might be. The dragon spawning in a minute 45, so looking to play around this bot side area, maybe get Captain Shrimps a bit ahead. Destiny is available for him. We'll have to see how he's going to make that play to try and get a TP on there. Here is Jadix over here. Shadowing will get spotted out by the wards. So Speedo, he knows there's somebody there. And we look at the pings coming off across the map. The top side near this Herald is seeming to be the focus by both of these teams. We'll have to see how Glaive is going to position around, or is C9 Amateur just going to put the pedal to the metal?
There's already 4 members for each side, although now Breezy is going down. But I think they were trying to set up for the Herald. I don't know which of the two teams will have a stronger Herald. I think it's really important the fact that if neither Draven nor Ezreal join this, I think it could be a more equal fight in terms of how many items each team has and how much firepower they both possess. But it seems like Glaive is starting it.
Yeah, Glaive starting it. It's about at half. XU is here. The bot lane is rotating up on the side of CNA. It's less than half now, and it does look like C9 Amateur just has a better position. They can just muscle in. The gold card does come out. We'll take on the Ratchet. Yeah, super low. Jadix is staying in the pit. He has to jump over now. There's the Destiny burn. Tries to go back in and steal it. Not happening. Hook, line, and sinker. Brazy taking out Shaddix. There's the Ezreal ulti from downtown from Sindelian, but it's far too late as C9 Amateur just flexing their muscles all over Glaive. And speaking of muscles, Waxy just putting in the shots on the Ratchet, chunking him to just a little bit above half health.
Yeah, so much damage already for the Graven, and like we were talking about this, they try to control the area of the Herald, but it's just that C9 AM is really strong. The XU is one level ahead of this Lee Sin already, and they can just put so much pressure all dive.
Oh, speaking of pressure, they're squeezing hard like a constrictor, man. Diving straight under the turret. Herald will be popped. So this is the easy first brick turret going over to the side of C9 Amateur. And it's just back and I want to say it's back and forth, but right now it's more like Glaive is trying to punch, but C9 Amateur is just hitting harder. And speaking of harder, here is the committed Destiny coming out from Captain Shrimps. DMR is going to be able to get away. So that's a good ultimate burned out of the side of CNA that Glaive was able to get, but they're not going to be able to get much more off of that.
Yeah, but that is still a small win that is really important because Akali now has been shown to be one of the stronger points of this side for Glade. So if they can try and give a space for the Akali, if they can control it so that the Twisted Fate cannot join as much as he wants, then maybe they can have that winning matchup on the sideline with the Akali against the Gwen, and that way put pressure and stop C9's Snowball for coming through. Because right now Draven is really huge. If you can wait it out, have give away a couple of drakes, and not lose that much, then you as Glaive will not be that in that bad of a position because I think your composition can fight really well in the later stages of this game as well.
Yeah, but we were talking about them giving up that Drake, but they were just in better position. You see the
Yeah.
scattered members of C9 Amateur all across the map. So good on Glaive for seeing the opportunity and seizing it, being able to go up 2 Drakes to 0. And now it is a Cloud Drake. So that's really good for junglers to be ganking around and moving around through these jungle pathways to get onto there. And we were talking about DMR. He is getting that Akali item
He
breakpoint
still
to
has
where
Ignite.
he's yeah, still has Ignite up. He is in that Akali breakpoint close to where, Akali gets that power spike off of the one item where she is super powerful and can still take fights whenever she wants.
Oh no.
But we'll have to see what's going on this dive. Sindelian, he does have flash. He did arcade shift away. Breezy burned the depth charge to get him, not able to take him out. There's a TB committed. Here is Super Big Ego. So setting up once again, C9 Amateur going back to this bot lane dive like they have been for a majority of this game. They want to fight in this blue side, this jungle. Zadex is getting engaged on. Gold card comes out. Super Big Ego. He does get the Zen ult. He burns it just to stay alive a bit. Can he flash over the side? He can, but here is XU jumping over as well. The ultimate comes out from Waxy. No kills just yet, but C9 Amateur definitely come out for the better part of that trade with the life lead.
Yeah, Sinan is just has so much control of this bot lane. You can see that they have wards in each part of these entrances to the bottom side of the jungle, so they can just control anything that the side of late tried to do. And we just saw an attempt to a dive that failed, yes, but just to force the arcane shift from the Ezreal and the flash. So you can just set that up once again, or just put the pressure on them, and they cannot do anything. Look at this, the Draven and the Nautilus are just being so far ahead in the turret, collecting plates and denying CS from Ezreal. This is really important for them. And the Draven is just he keeps on getting gold that it's going to give him even more of an edge against almost every champion in this map.
Yeah, almost every champion for sure. And it's just the CS lead is so monumental right now coming out from Waxy, and it's almost insurmountable for Sandilian to come back because he's not even close to his first item yet. It's looking like he does have pieces, he's doing the bargain build, and he's returning this bot lane that just fell. Not in the smartest because they don't have all the vision on the bot side of the map, or counter vision rather. Um, and that's just, when they know that Cloud9 loves to dive his bot side repeatedly, you're going to have to keep the vision up as much as possible if you're Sindelian to even try to get any semblance of CS coming back.
He needs to stay as much as possible in bot lane as he can to try and get the CS he needs to get. Because now, look, one of the things that taking down turrets does is that it gives you space to be able to farm more safely. It will push even farther ahead into your side of the map, and that may be more dangerous for the other team. So at least that way you can collect CS in a more safe manner. The problem is how much will C9 try and enforce through that because they have the pieces to just commit so hard on the Ezreal to kill him and even get out alive right now because of how much of a gold difference they already have. It's 7,000, and I think between AD carries it's at least 2,000.
Yeah, it's such a big lead at the moment, and that Cloud9 Amateur is accruing. It's looking pretty dire on the side of Glaive Prime, but it's nothing they can't come back from yet. A good team fight getting on to, because relatively member wise on Cloud9 Amateur, everybody's kind of squishy. You have the Nautilus, but it's a support Nautilus. They honestly don't get that tanky with the items they're provided to get. And there is a high amount of burst damage that can come out from a combo on the side of Glaive Prime. They just have to be able to actually land it. That's the main issue. Is they're getting choked out. They don't have any turrets in their name, and they are losing in CS around the board.
Yeah.
So it's an uphill battle for them to fight, but it's not one they're just completely out of just yet.
Yeah, one of the key things to me that luckily Glaive has is the fact that they were able to secure those two drakes. So the soul will not be an actual objective, at least for 10 or 14 minutes more. So you can have that time to try and get your champions to scale even more. Akali get 2 items more. The Lee Sin to try and get a little bit more tanky to survive. The Gragas get his first item, and the Ezreal to get more items. Because the Ezreal, I think, will outscale the Draven. Draven is not the best scaling AD carry that there is. He will spike sooner than the Ezreal, and even more so now with the amount of gold that he has. But if the Ezreal is able to survive till he gets 3 or 4 items, his value will spike even more harder than that of the Draven. So if they can just get to that point, it will be great. Oof.
Ooh, Zadok's missing the point blank Q. Can't be missing those, brother. Yeah, like we were talking about, getting those item break points. We do have the Rift Maker available on DMR, whose TP is almost up. DMR only has a Gore Drinker and a cloth armor to his name on this Lee Sin, so not the tankiest of characters.
Oh
Sindillion getting
no.
collapsed on here. There's a gold card. No QSS or cleanse available for him. He's going to get dropped immediately. Wixie going unstoppable just in time for this Cloud Drake to go up. And Prime is a whole marksman down. They don't want no smoke. They're going to go ahead and give this Drake over.
Yeah, and that was a Drake that they could have given over. They didn't need to poster so aggressively to try and secure that. But that's when one of the oh no, Breezy.
Look at the reach round. Flash in. Breezy gets the hook down. No depth charge burn just yet. Channeling. Yes, Ratchet is going down. The depth charge will keep him out of the fight. But DMR's in a big amount of trouble as he will get collapsed on by Wixie, diving under the turret. No fear in his eyes. Going to get the kill for himself. Flashes out to safety. Super big ego. Jumps in with a stolen ultimate from Zinzao, trying to get the wins down. No, that's a double kill coming out for Waxy and Speedo. That's a Gwen, baby. Snip, snip, dash in. Needlework coming out. Triple kill credit going over to Wixie as Cloud9 Amateur going to take this turret, put their foot firmly in the ground and say, hey, this map is ours, as they're going to rotate over to this free Herald for it.
Yeah, and you can feel each of the blades from C9 Amateur to be so sharp because they are killing every champion that stands in their way. The Draven deals so much damage, and he was never in a threatful position to die. The Super Big Ego had to flash to try and even get in position to stun the Draven, and he just flashes out and continues to deal so much damage. Now with the Gale Force, the Draven will be able to get even more access to mobility so that he can fight those teamfights more easily and survive even better. I really don't understand why Glaive tried to continue being in that area, especially knowing that they were on the bot side because they were securing the Drake, and your Ezreal was down, so you didn't have access to neither vision nor control of anything in the map. And now, Sinan Amateur just keeps on getting at. Oh no, Condescendian.
Oh man, getting collapsed on again.
Oh no.
Oh man, and the Everfrost proc as well. Captain Shrimps is a CC machine on this TF, and he's showing his chops. Is Ratchet gonna get collapsed on? He's just gonna walk this one out. Kill credit going over to Seiyu. Win becomes lightning. It's 16-6. The gold lead is almost 10,000 at this point. Super big ego and Zadok's trying to play defense, but the muscling that Cloud9 Amateur is able to do, it's just a little bit too much for Prime to handle at this point in the game.
It's just Cloud9 Amateur has just been playing so well around what their win condition was as soon as they drafted it. I think it was pretty obvious that the Draven would be a huge point of focus, especially knowing that they went with the Xinjiao clearing topside to bot side so that they could do this, and as soon as they got the first kill on the Draven, they never stopped. It was dive after dive after dive after just giving kills to the Draven, and that has been working so well for them. Look at that 9-0 Draven that can kill anyone on this map and has a kill force. It's just so hard.
It's so hard. It's like I said, almost unsurmountable, but there are avenues for Glaive to come back in. They might just, concede and say, all right, go next. We'll get them in game 2. But they do need to be focusing on the win conditions because Right now, Diomar is still pretty powerful. Even on that just Riftmaker alone, Akali still does a bunch of damage that isn't really anything to scoff at. And if Ego can get a steal of a ult, maybe steal the Crescent Guard from XU and jump in, maybe steal the depth charge from Breezy to start a fight.
Oh
Uh oh.
no.
Oh, no way. He was on a ward the whole time. You have to sweep those areas, guys. Wixie is legendary. That's Ego going down. And here's another fight as Sindelian does get the kill on the Captain Shrimps, but will be returned on immediately as XU is able just to jump into the Audacious Charge of the Crescent Guard. And it's a 2-for-1 situation. Baron is live. C9 Amateur's like, we don't really need Shrimps. We can take this Baron ourselves. I don't believe that Glaive Prime is going to try to contest it all, but we'll have to see how they're going to play this one out as Baron is dropping less than half right now. Both there is, yeah. They don't have a smite though. That's the whole thing. Glaive Prime does not have the smite. The TP is channeled. They are in the pit. DMR jumping in. Ego does have that audacious charge. He does have the Crescent Guard available, but no, DMR's gonna get popped immediately. Ego not even gonna be able to burn down anybody. Wixie legendary. XU on the chase. One becomes lightning, dodges out of the missile. Dredge line also goes wide as well. A good attempt on the side of Prime, but you play just a little bit too messy, and we're not able to get the kills that they want. Right.
Yeah, I think that everything they did, although it looked really messy and kind of faint, it ended up being useful because they stopped the Baron, gave Sadox enough time to be alive once again, and that threat of the Baron being able to be stolen by the Lee Sin with the Smite is enough to just push away Sin Amateur. So this at least give Glaive a little bit more time to try and get something else. One of the good things that Glaive does have in this composition is the Ezreal. The Ezreal is really good when a team tries to focus on objectives because he can just poke from far away. If he's not instantly engaged and instantly killed, like he has been a couple of times, then he can just keep on pummeling the damage on top of everyone. And that's a really important win condition that Glaive need to keep in mind if they want to go for fights in certain areas of objectives.
Yeah, that's definitely something they do have to keep watchful eye of. Sindelian has to put on a masterclass of Ezreal prowess. Better spam that level 7 mastery, brother, because you got to be able to do it in this game if you even have a thought of a chance of winning, especially when you're staring down the barrel of that waxy cannon who was 11-0-6 on this Draven. Already at 3 items, going for the Maul of Malmortius. He does have the Hex Drinker available. Here's the fight, though. Immediately aggressed on. They get him out of the fight. Waxy, he's almost dead. They're trying to get to him. They have not been able to kill him. He's taking the bolt back, but no, that's a quick double kill picking up. And that's going to be another kill. Third going down the way of Speedo. They tried to engage on the Waxy, almost got him, but not enough damage there to take him out, as Glaive Prime will lose 3 in that exchange, and C9 Amateur lose none. And they're going straight back for this Baron, and you got to think this time it's going to be theirs.
Yeah, Sadox will go for the Hail Mary play and try and secure the steal, but I think, yeah, C9.
Yeah, they know. He's on a ward. Yeah, he's going to get chased out. Nah, he flashes in. There's the Q. He smite way too early for it. Nah, that's going to be a death going in. And 5-man strong, this C9 Amateur lineup looking to close out this game 1 in very convincing fashion.
Yeah, and that team fight was... It started looking so good for Glaive. It felt like they could put it up, but I think Diomar misexecuted there with the last part of his, with the second part of his ultimate, and dashed out away from the Draven without actually killing him, and gave enough time for him to just flash away and be able to survive. I think if the Draven dies, maybe they can pull this team fight off, but the rest of the members were already being collapsed on, so it's something that we cannot be sure, but it was so close. And the shutdown on the Draven may have been so valuable for the Akali to try and get her second item already.
Yeah, I think what I want to be able to replay that last fight because I was talking about earlier, the Hex Drinker that Waxy bought him some time there. That was the burst that Diomar tried to get out. But because that last flawless execution didn't kill him, he did have a little bit of that Hex Drinker shield that was still left over. So he could back out of the fight and survive. And when Diomar even got in range for that second part, one auto just took him out immediately. But now Waxy does not have that shield, nor flash, nor heal. So he is in a vulnerable position, but is still very strong. He has the Gale Force. He has a fully completed Maul Malmortius. This Draven is strapped. Like, he has the strongest axes right now, and Sindelian is only sitting on the Muramana and the Sunderer. He doesn't have any of the, Frozen Heart or Guardian Angel defensive items to help him out. We do see them trying to collapse onto this bot side inhibitor tower while Captain Shrimp, with the Destiny available, is knocking on the mid door, waiting for a good chance to TP in. Yeah, there's going for the kick with Zhao's, but he's going to get dumped on immediately. Super Big Ego flashing in. He does have the charge coming
He
out,
got it.
pressing guard coming out. That's a shutdown coming out. Here we go, Sindelian. Can you pick it up, baby? Can you pick it up? Yes, that's two going down. Real strong. He's still alive. He burns the heal. He is back out of the fight, but another shutdown, two in his bag. It's a 4-for-3 fight overall. Flash in, gold card, Captain Shrimps. He has the damage. He's going to get the return kill. Not even looking at the man when he throws the cards out. And that's an ace. Two-man strong. I mean, you do have Captain Shrimps. You do have a minion wave in the base. The timers are pretty long. C9 could go for the end here, but it looks like they're going to take the inhibitor, rotate over to mid, and take that instead.
Yeah, they don't need to overcommit to this, and I think Sandillion could have just given over this inhibitor because it was going to die either way. I think there was not really a chance for him to be able to defend it, and instead just go back, get a little bit of items, and then go back into collecting CS instead of dying. But overall, great fight from Glaive because it's, yeah, everyone dies, but you get the shutdown on the Draven, you get a shutdown on the Wen, and you get a kill on the Breezy as well. So overall, it's not a complete loss. A couple of members now get important items as well, and the next fight can be won as well if you are able to go in like that, hard like that, because team fighting is really nice for the side of Glaive. Like we were talking about this at the start, but the composition that C9 Amateur drafted is not super well against fighting 5v5s. It's not
Right.
designed for that. But because they were so far ahead, they probably thought that they could execute it, but they got out executed to a certain degree by the side of Blade. And maybe if the goal lead wasn't that high, that big in comparison to each side, then they could have probably pulled it off better.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. The team fighting composition on the side of Glaive is faring a good bit better. This third Cloud Drake is spawning now. We do have Speedo already in position to take this for CNA. I don't believe Glaive's going to go ahead and try and get this. That does put them on sole point, though, if they give this up, which I believe they're just going to go ahead and do that.
Yeah.
We do have a fight focusing on the top side of the map. It is a 4v5 situation. TP is available for Speedo. He's going to take the Drake and go ahead and TP in on here, I believe. That would be the easiest plan to do. So it's just a bit of a dance at the moment for both teams. They're fighting for more vision and they're fighting for more area. But now it's at that point where Glaive cannot give over this next dragon unless they want to go ahead and give them soul for CNA. Yeah, the TP coming in after
nice
Speedo
move.
base, good dredge line. Tower is down, inhibitor's exposed. There's a fight collapsing on. Yeah, Speedo jumps in, snips, takes out Zadix. DMR is all by himself, drops a shroud, but he's going to get collapsed on. He's going to take out Flash. Breezy connects with the hook onto Ratchet. There's an explosive cast coming out. Civilian's trying to pump out as much damage as he can, but he is just one man against the world, one Ezreal against five. And Wixie's going to take out Super Big Ego, go 15, 1, and 12 on this Draven as C Cloud9 Amateur takes game one in a very convincing fashion.
Yeah, and I think convincing is not enough to what Cloud9 did in this game because they just played that to near perfection, if not for a couple of mistakes here and there, specifically going for fights. But overall, Cena just played so well as a team. They drafted the Draven because they knew that they could execute with that. They pathed towards the Draven, they dived the Draven constantly and gave him as much gold as he could get. And then come mid game, Captain Shrimps, I think we didn't mention him that much, but he played so aggressively with his Destiny Gate because as soon as he has it out of cooldown, he goes in mid lane, gets a pick on the Ezreal, and gives the kill to the Draven. That usage of the Destiny Gate was so good. I feel like the only thing that the thing that we were hyping up really a lot was the top lane matchup, and that never was an actual factor in the whole game. I feel like instead it was just bot lane doing a lot of plays, Draven getting ahead, and Xinjiao XU being so impactful in each of the ganks and each of the plays that he went for as well. So overall, I like this game from C9, and I hope Glaive can bounce back because they also showed really promising things during the mid game and late game.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Like starting off, Cloud9, they just we saw the Draven pick and we were talking about it if there's a Draven, you're generally going to focus on the Draven, and that's exactly what they did. They played to their strengths so effortlessly, like the level 3 dives coming in, it's repeated ganks to visit that Draven, making sure that Wixie was able to just stay on top. And props to Sindillion surviving a lot throughout all of that. I mean, maybe that was just a summoner choice. I would have liked to see him take the cleanse over the heal. I would have liked to see, a QSS picked up
Yeah.
in his pocket of some sort, to help get him out of those situations. Because as you did see, all of those times when they were fighting, it was attack the front line and immediately jump onto Sindillion in the back line. He was doing a really good job of skirting around. He probably did have the most damage on his team, but it was just so much pressure for him to shore up. And even though Ego did have some good ultimate steals, he wasn't able to utilize them in a way to help his team push forward and shore up the differences or even get it even or accrue a lead. They had good objective control in the beginning, Glaive did, but once it got to that break point where like, oh wait, the Draven is 9-0, what's going on here, they kind of just faltered and were like, all right, who do I get to blame now? But in all serious, Cloud9 Amateur just absolutely stomping in his first game. We're going to send it to a quick break before we start for game 2 between Cloud9 Amateur and Glaive Prime. We will see you in a moment.
And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon guts. Admitted I move like amoeba. Yeah, I float in the room like I'm reefer. Yeah, alien, I'm not your kind of people. Yeah. Telepathic fan, watch how I read you. Boy, you ain't got emeralds greener. Nah, you ain't got Richard the Sleevey. No sir. And I got a rose that's in the grove that I ain't drove. Shit, I don't know the reason. 3 or 5. Underlay, revive. Hola. Me and J Babbin on G5. Chola. Success is a drug, hey man, we high. I am mother is a beehive. Yeah, I got love for you haters. Yeah, ain't you tired of enslaving? Huh? Come with us, make some paper. Chain, cause you should own what you label.
Yeah, you never stayed in Kahlua. I put Chanel on my shooter. Flooded my chain and it Gucci. I don't want that girl, she moody. I'm basically saying I'm cooler. Get DR discounts from my cougar. Back in the 6th grade, I got them bad grades. I was in love with my tutor.
See, musically lows, you trapping, man. Most of you rappers be actors, man.
Go MIA when I find little Madison. Stay at the Ritz-Carlton, this not the Radisson. Just took a blue one, about to take the red pill. Purple thoughts in my brain, hope it don't spill.
Stay with a nerd, you like Urkel Jalil.
Fresh is like Carlton, I kill him but will. Big ass R on my Smiths. Big ass R on my whips. Slip on shoes so you won't trip. Say she kinda fine and she got some hips. Mama said, let me see the witch.
Boy, you know light and dark don't mix. Mix it up, boy, bad luck. Sick to my stomach with them neon guts. Higher than Elon Musk. So high stars eat all dust. And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon guts. Dark energy we don't touch. All jewelry's beyond touch. And they give a nigga colorful aura, like I got neon guts.
Higher than Elon Musk. So high stars eat our dust. And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon guts. Dark energies we don't touch. Our jewelry's beyond touch. And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon
Yeah, fam, Pharrell on Mars with my fellow star. I'm like lightning striking in a metal rod. I say hello God in the double bars. So damn it, MX, I got a yellow card.
Yellow card, yellow card. Damn P, I need a yellow card. I am from the root like where the pedal start. I had to push like a pedal started. Way after, but ahead of y'all. New crib, got a better yard. 2 years, I got hella cars. Since the 8th grade, I had hella broads. Hella bras, hella bras. Yellow painting with a yellow bra. Shit came from cars. Polly Marge. Slick my hair back like I'm Chico DeBarge. I got some lights on my chest. Don't confuse it with a heart. Heard things ain't looking too good for you. Had to pull some strings like I played a harp. I get these billions alone. It been that way from the start. Smoking good, kush my cologne. Got neon guts cause I can't see in the dark.
Higher than Elon Musk. So high stars eat all dust. And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon guts. Dark energy we don't touch. All jewelry's beyond touch. And they give a nigga colorful aura, like I got neon guts.
Higher than Elon Musk. So high stars eat our dust. And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon guts. Dark energies we don't touch. Our jewelry's beyond touch. And I got a colorful aura, like I got neon guts.
shutting off from when I looked in your eye. If I could erase you from my mind, then I'd be alright. Yeah, I'd be alright. Shit ain't been the same since you left now. Only thing going through my head is regret now. Waiting for you, I almost lost my breath now. You got me stressed out. Asked me to get let down. Somehow I'm still wishing you all the best now. I think it's better now, cause you really put my ego up in check now. 100% now. Ever since you let me now. 100% now. Cause I thought you was all mine, yeah. You said that you love me, but it's all lies, yeah. Shutting off from when I looked in your eyes. If I could erase you from my mind, then I'd be alright, yeah, I'd be alright. You said you was all mine, yo. You said that you love me, but it's all lies, yo. Shutting off from when I looked in your eyes. If I could erase you from my mind, then I'd be alright, yeah, I'd be alright.
I might drown tonight with my friends. Time flies when you think it's the end. I try, but she don't wanna pretend. She might suicide in my bins. I want a pretty girl with face tats. Someone just to make the time pass. Right now, I don't wanna wait up. Been down ever since I came up. Dug my grave, I gave my promise to you that I'd be more honest. But right now I'm not my strongest. Gave up love to make a profit. I can't escape the piece of me that loved you more than you could see. I can't escape the thought of you with someone else. I'd rather die. I might drown tonight with my friends. Time flies when you think it's the end. I try, but she don't wanna pretend. She might suicide in my bins. I want a pretty girl with face tats. Someone just to make the time pass. Right now, I don't wanna wait up. Been down ever since I came up. I'd rather die for you, cause then at least my life would have meaning. Without you, life is not the same. I wish I could escape this. Bad at love, I know. I hope you understand. So keep the heart you stole. You made out like a bandit. I can't escape the piece of me that loved you more than you could see. I can't escape the thought of you with someone else. I'd rather die. I might drown tonight with my friends. Time flies when you think it's the end. I try, but she don't wanna pretend. She might suicide in my bins. I want a pretty girl with face tats. Someone just to make the time pass. Right now, I don't wanna wait up. Been down ever since I came up. Dug my grave, I gave my promise to you that I'd be more honest. But right now, I'm not my strongest. Gave up love to make a profit. I can't escape the piece of me that loved you more than you could see. I can't escape the thought of you with someone else. I'd rather die.
Hey there, demons. It's me, your boy.
First things first, guys, I just gotta say, fuck normies. I'm sick of their memes. I'm sick of their shitty normie fucking memes posting on Facebook. Their stupid catch me outside memes. Their pickle Rick memes. Man, fuck normie! When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay kill Josh A. Make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay kill Josh A. Make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. Spin my wrist, fill the cup, can't coexist. Not enough, ball my fist.
can't coexist. Not enough, ball my fist, throw it up, kill the kids, let death be rough. Yeah, light it up when I come out the grave. Gonna get my revenge, it'll be the parade. I'll be chasing you down, make it beg and plead. No, got nothing to lose at the end of my ropes like this. They don't know what I'ma do. Boy, you better duck when a man come through with the AR. You're on my radar, ain't nobody gonna help you, no safeguard. Yeah. Slim my wrist, fill the cup, can't coexist. Not enough, ball my fist, throw it up, kill the kids, let death erupt. Slim my wrist, fill the cup, can't coexist. Not enough, ball my fist, throw it up, kill the kids, let death erupt. When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay kill Josh A, make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay kill Josh A, make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome.
Lost inside my thoughts, I just might hit the fucking bottom. Ain't got hope left in my heart, I just might hit the fucking bottle. It's just me and all I got is me, that is all I need. In the middle of the bed, I see the reaper in my dreams. Every day is a goddamn struggle, fuck it. Anything to help me, nothing, nothing. Tossing and turning, my stomach is turning. I call out the God, but I'm better off burning. I wish I could end it, I wish I could end it. I'm hanging up by a thread, let's not pretend that I'm fine. Nah, I'm losing my goddamn mind. Yeah, I'm losing my goddamn.
When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay kill Josh A, make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. When I die, bury me inside a Gucci coffin. Make hits all day and there ain't no stopping. Jay kill Josh A, make tracks too often. I don't need a gold chain cause we're too damn awesome. Slim my wrist, fill the cup, can't coexist. Not enough, ball my fist, throw it up, kill the kids, let death erupt. Slim my wrist, fill the cup, can't coexist. Not enough, ball my fist, throw it up, kill the kids, let death erupt.
Wow, that was a very evil track. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't mean to really go in. I apologize, but goddamn.
I can feel myself start catching on fire. You knew, yeah, you kept it to yourself, to yourself. 2 moons, I get lost on my way, searching for liars. This ain't good for my health. No, this ain't good for my health. Sorry, please excuse me for my mess. My heart's been pouring through my chest. I fell through corridors of broken floors. I'm sorry that I left. Fell asleep in my new bed. I can't feel happy in my head. I see 2 moons and nothing more. I close my door. I'm left with less. I don't feel serene. No, I don't feel too clean. And I don't want to be the one to make you cry. I'll play inside, I'll start a fire. I'll tell your friends that I lost my mind. It'll take a while, but I'll start to smile. Broken windows and broken tiles.
And then I said, wait, that's the wrong car. Okay, so anyway, back to the series. Cloud9 Amateur taking a very convincing, decisive victory over Prime in game one. Man, Glaive, what are y'all gonna have to do to come back from this one? Because that was actually a slaughter in this first game.
Yeah, I think they have they still could be able to fight it. Like I think we were talking a little bit about this. They have good team fighting. They can execute to that. It's just that they were so down from just the bot lane things that happened that it was just so hard for Glaive. And I hope that they just ban the Draven out. That like you don't think need to think too much about that. Just ban it out and try and play a normal game of League of Legends without actually having to worry about such a huge champion by 10 minutes. So I hope that Glaive does this and give more agency towards their support because I think we're talking about this as well. Ratchet needs to be able to move around the map a little bit more. he was really important on the Oculus. And if he's able to move around and help Sadox on the jungle with the ganks and all things like that, then Glaive can have a really nice advantage to do that as well.
Oh, for sure. And we're already in the picks and bans in this draft here, round one nearing up completion. We do have the Akali, Ari, and Aatrox, triple A banned on the side of Cloud9, as we do have Gwen, Karma, and Zinzao taken off the table by Glaive. And the picks for Glaive are kind of spicy. I like to see that. We have the set pickup, the Rumble pickup, and the Aurelia pickup. Ban phase two, they will take the Draven off the table for Cloud9. So no run back for Wix in that one. And it's just a solid diving on the side of Cloud9 with the Lee Sin and the Diana pickup. The Lucian, assuming going mid, still solid in the mid lane. We do see it very often. The man with two guns cannot be stopped. Sindelian will do the run back on the Ezreal as Cloud9 picks up the Senna Tom Kench lane. My least favorite thing in all of the world. And the Nautilus pickup for Ratchet, like we were talking in this
Yeah.
open qualifiers. He did a lot of work on his Nautilus, being able to roam around the map and actually actively engage and provide agency to his lanes. We'll have to see if he'll be able to do it again. TDS, look at these teams. What are we feeling out here?
I like the, I want to say, guts from the side of Glaive for going for those champions in topside, because Irelia and Zera, not your wait till 40 minutes and try and win through that. They need to get down against you, get some kills, fight you. They like to go dirty with things, and I like them seeing
Yeah.
going for this, specifically the Irelia, because Lucian is a champion that will have priority on mid lane and will have a release time against most champions on the mid lane. So having the pressure that if you die once against this Aurelia, because of anything, because of a gank, because of a misplay from you, if you die once, you will give over so much to the side of the Irelia that she will threaten you to die at any point in the game. So I like them going for this. It's do or die for them at this point. So I like that they're committing for this play. Also with the Set top lane, I think that Set is a champion that has good matchups against the Lee Sin. Maybe not at the start of the laning phase, but the longer the laning phase goes on, Set will have a lot of power in that. And one of the things that Cloud9 has, like you were talking about, it's the dive. They have the dive with the Lee Sin and the Diana, and Zed is a champion that can dissuade that so well because of his showstopper. So I like them going for that as well. And overall, I like the Rumble Pig as well because he will have more pressure in comparison to the Diana at the start of the game. And as soon as he's able to get a little bit around the map and he gets the equalizer, some of the fights can turn around so easily, and he doesn't need to be so deep to get the equalizer out in comparison to what the Diana needs to do to get her ultimate out.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like we were talking about in the first game, the team fight from there is there, and it's very much apparent. We can have the Aurelia dashing around, using her blade dance, getting the flawless duets around Vanguard's edge. All the things we know Aurelia likes to do is the blade dancer. Set can run up in there, soak up a good amount of damage, use face breaker, get the shields back, get the health back. He can disrupt as much as he can. We'll have to see how Ratchet is going to be roaming around the map with Zadix, because Nautilus roaming with the Rumble definitely enables more plays to be done than just Rumble waiting for one of his lanes to get CC. Because one good thing about Glaive's composition is that all the solo lanes in the bot lane have hard CC to make Zadix's time a little bit easier. We're on the side of Cloud9. Diana's the one packing the CC for real. We do have the Lee Sin Dragon Kick available, of course, but that's not the most reliable 100%. We do have the binding and slows coming out on the bot side for C9 Amateur, but like we were saying, it's a much easier time for Jadix to get around the map and facilitate aid to his lanes. We're going to watch this early game real close because we know these C9 boys like to rough and tough and rumble. We'll have to see if Glaive Prime can come back from that and give them a good show and a good slap around as well. So with draft done, take it to a quick break as the teams load into games, and we'll be right back here for game 2 between Cloud9 Amateur and Glaive Esports Prime. Please don't switch off that channel. You're not going to want to miss this.
Pour my heart right out to you. I hope that someone just like me will come along and set me flaying in the bed like who's the stranger I've turned into. I write it to remind me it's okay to have some issues mentally. That's a topic that I got some history. I'm scared of what they think, I'll keep it in, still got my dignity. Internally I'm empty, I know you can't really tell it. If I wanna do the things I wanna do, that makes me selfish. But these people need to understand my health comes first. Heaven seems so out of reach, cause it's been hell on earth. Got some demons riding with me as I write this verse. I could crash into the wall or I can fight this curse. I know it's a losing battle, you can't tell me shit. You don't know what's best for me unless you've been through it. Damn. I don't know what else I can say. I guess I'll sit and waste away. I've been knocked down a million times. I'll see how strong I am tonight. I don't know what else I can say. I guess I'll sit and waste away. I've been knocked down a million times. I'll see how strong I am tonight. I don't know what else I can do but pour my heart right out to you. I hope that someone just like me will come along and set me free. I don't think that I'll be fine every time I try. I just want to die, and all the things I gave you couldn't buy you what you needed. So tell me why I can't be there for you, even though I was never there for you. I can't be there for you, even though I was never there for you. You want me, I want you, but I just can't be there for you. So pack my bags, I'll never look back. The prettiest girls can erase you. Oh, better light the match, I'm burning everything. But no matter all that I get rid of, I still feel the pain. I've been losing sleep like every night, nothing's ever going right. Without you by my side, I don't even wanna try. Heart breaks every time I see your face, heart breaks, I don't wanna love this pain. Heart breaks every time I see your face, heart breaks, I don't wanna love this pain. I don't think that I'll be fine every time I try. I just want to die, and all the things I gave you couldn't buy you what you needed. So tell me why I can't be there for you, even though I was never there.
Okay, here we are. Game 2, Cloud9 Amateur versus Glaive Prime. TDS, are you ready for this action? Because I think this early game is going to be a little bit of a spicy one.
Yeah, and I wanna bet that someone will die in the next 3 minutes. I'm going to say that it's going to be Delusion, and I hope that it's a really flashy kill because I wanna see something really flashy.
Absolutely. Yeah, we do have Sindillion over here, just going to get some poke onto Breezy, let him know that he's there. This early scrappy composition of Cloud9 Amateurs, pretty fun to watch. With the XU on the Diana and Speedo on the Lee Sin. That's a powerful top side combo to work with. And we will have to see how they're going to pilot that because Captain Shrimp's on a completely different champion. And we will get into that in 1 second. Though. There's a slight pause on the game. But yeah, I'm looking at these matchups and it's just kind of like, oh, this top side, of Speedo and XU is like, that's a lot of damage. We're talking about the non-inherent CC available for the teams. XU's definitely got his work cut out for him. That's a lot of damage, just not a lot of CC. Where on the other side, Zadux on this Rumble doesn't have the CC, but his laners do. So it's a very much a tale of two opposites on the side of what the junglers are going to be able to do.
Yeah, like you were saying, for me the really important part with their Lee Sin and the Diana, it's if they are able to hit their skill shots, they should be able to secure the kill, even without the CC because of how much damage they should have. But obviously having that beautiful leeway that each of the laners from the side of Glaive has. That is the CC advantage. So for the Nautilus, the Radiasun, the Set Stun will provide so much more utility for the Rumble to be able to come in and get damage and kills. So we'll have to see how each jungler play around these factors and if they are able to get early advantages through that.
Yeah, for sure. And it's going to be a rough bot lane on the side of Glaive because Sindillion and Ratchet going up against Cinekench is going to be nerfed next patch as the Tomkins changes are coming. So RIP to this annoying duo. But for right now, it's just the oppressiveness of the poke that Wixie's going to be able to throw out on the Senna and the protectiveness you will have from Breezy is just such a pain to deal with. Speaking of pain, we do have an invade here, like we were talking about, seeing this early and scrapping action, but also fighting in the top lane, so they can even come back each other up. As Diomar, he's that shield. Oh, does he have the flash over? He's going right into the flame spinner. Flashes over, double flash. There's the crescent coming back in. Somehow both of them survive. Captain Trimps is here. We do see Super Big Ego roaming up from behind. If they can bait this out, if they can keep them there in that tri-bush, you're leading them in the back side. Diomar's coming in, pull down to back. Facebreaker comes in, first blood, easy. Shield comes down. The jump is there. Captain Shrimp will take Zadix as he runs pursuits out of there. Double kill though, coming back over. Diomar's up to on the board. Oh man, I can't catch a break. Dredgeline does connect, fighting frenetic all around the map. Sindillion gonna take a worse aware trade off of that as Breezy's just gonna regen that up. But scrappy first blood, first 4 minutes of this game.
Yeah, and I knew that they were going to go for kills and fights, and I love to see that. And you have to say that it was really, like you were saying, it's really scrappy, but I think the idea from Sinan wasn't at all that bad. They were invading onto the Rumble with all the priority that they had from each of the solo laners. They had control over that and they could have pulled it off. The problem was that Lee Sin was in such a bad position that he got full comboed by the set, and as soon as he gets full comboed, he just loses all of his life and he cannot respond to the Rumble. And in comparison, the Rumble just moves around really easily, gets a really,
Oh, here's that roam up we were talking about. Yep. Ratchet in the mid lane, leaving Sindillion by himself. He does have the fancy feat available, the Arcane Shift, as well as flashing heal to get out. He's going to stay under his turret. Ratchet going to show his anchor, flex his muscles a bit, as Super Big Ego is running a little bit low. We have Breezy playing a bit up front, double slow. Going to get a soul back out. Chain comes down. Sindillion has an Arcane Shift under tower to keep himself out from giving it back over a kill over to Wixie.
yeah, and one of the problems that this Aurelia has that we're seeing right now is the fact that because she doesn't have teleport, if she loses a lot of health, she cannot come back really easily into the lane, and instead will suffer so much. But Ratchet had to leave the lane to try and support Aurelia through that, and instead made Sindillion be in such a hard position. They could even die.
They're going for the dive. They're going for
Yeah.
the dive. The Ignite's down. Tongue Lash does miss, and Dillian can't take any more damage. He has to take the Blast Cone over, but there's a ward there. There's a ward there. Flash forward, heal down. Ooh, the Guardian and the Swallow. Sindillion, you're in a bad spot. Comes back out right into the front. The will be traded 80 carry 4 marksman as the supportal combat is happening. Breezy versus Ratchet. Ratchet has no mana. Breezy has all to work with. The Tongue Lash is coming out. Rapid fire.
Just licking him.
He's licking him to death. That's it. He's going to give that over. Breezy getting a kill back for himself as well.
Yeah, and we need to be reminded of the fact that that is a carry to some degree, Tamkin. So him getting the kills is really important. Actually, that will enable him to get even more items and more power with the Senna, and so it's not as wasteful as you would think in comparison to the fact that Ratchet was the one that got the kill and not the Ezreal. So Ezreal just has the Shin in comparison to the long
Sheen
blade. Yeah,
yeah.
the Shin and the long blade and the longsword. I wanna know if the Senna will go for the Sunderer. Like the Shin pretty much tells us that it should be. Oh wait, Ratchet.
It's the dive. Oh, goes for the predict hook, but Captain Shrimp's gonna go ahead and stand his ground and not give him that satisfaction as another gank attempt negated on the side of Cloud9 Amateur. And Captain Shrimp's, we were a little bit worried about him in this lane up against Super Big Ego, but he's doing very well. Now, Ratchet is sticking around. We did see Wixie roam up there to try and see if he can spot anybody out. The roam ability from Senna is something to be appreciated because she does get that shroud speed up and she can move a little bit around the map by herself. But yeah, just looking for catches, looking for pick potential all across the board. slowed down the tempo considerably since that first fight, since that second fight rather, as it looks to be Glaive setting up around this dragon. Get scuttled, he saw everything.
Yeah, and I think one of the key things that we need to see now from the scoreboard is the fact that almost every lane is down in CS. In oh wait, Speedo.
Hold that thought though. He is
Everyone's
running
here
towards
actually.
him. Yeah, that's going to be the stun landing. Equalizer down, but that's so much damage. The culling coming out. Captain Shrimp's going to claim himself a double kill off that easy. Ratchet is the only one there. The Tom Kench Abyssal Voyage going behind. Moonfall comes down. XU takes out Ratchet. That's an easy dragon going over to the side of Cloud9 Amateur.
Yeah, an overall really nice play by Cloud9 Amateur, moving around so well that Lee Sin had the lane push, so he just moved around the map, going into mid lane, and they prepped that fight pretty easily. It went so well because it was top laner, jungle, and mid laner against jungler, mid lane, and support, so the damage wasn't completely there for the side of Glaive in comparison to the side of Cloud9 Amateur. And with that, the Tamkins with his ultimate can just move around so well as well, and they were able to corral Ratchet and kill him as well, and they are able to secure the Drake. So overall, it's just a really nice play by Cloud9 Amateur. They moved around the map really well, and maybe Glaive will now try and set up something with Diomar on something.
Yeah, we were talking about Ratchet's roaming ability from the Open qualifiers, and also for their last season series that they were doing. It's a big difference from his first game where he was basically having to babysit Civilian when he was playing that Gragas, but the pressure and the rotation ability that C9 Amateur has with the composition and how zippy they can move around the map is definitely showing its head. As Ratchet might be caught out here, he's going to dredge line away. He's kind of waddled his way back as Captain Trips did catch him out in that brush. But Breezy and Wixie just bullying Sindelian off of this tower, trying to go for a first brick, get that bonus gold, as Ratchet's still sticking around top lane with Zadix and trying to make something happen, trying to force a play, go for this Herald maybe, as it is less than half. They should be able to get it for him. Strong, good dredge line. Equalizer immediately comes out. Actually has to flash. Not going to take any chances there, giving his life over, giving that gold over. So Herald will go the way of Glaive at the Glaive Prime for the moment, and this bot lane tower is taking a beating from Wixie and Breezy. We'll have to see where they're going to put this Herald though to see if we can make it any useful in that effect.
Yeah, the thing is, with the Herald is a nice securing, and you already committed so many members to it, so you were going for that. Oh, wait, dive on the.
Oh, they're still going for it. Nice. Yeah, Ratchet get a good hook onto him. Ultimate not available for him. He's still only level 5, so if he had that dredge line, or that depth charge rather, he could have committed and made something off of it, but he was still only level 5. As first brick will go the side of Glaive because of the Herald pickup, and that's a good little play. They're able to translate from getting that Herald on to their members, and it will get a good charge off onto that tier 1 tower as well. So that's more gold going over the pocket of Diomar on this set, who might have to be the member to step up, as he is 2-0. Flawless Duet does land. Super big ego, just putting on some damage onto Captain Shrimps. Yeah, the 1v1, I still give it to Diomar right now with the items, all things considered, and he's a pretty big boy.
Yeah, Diomar can deal a lot of damage, even though it doesn't seem like Zed is a champion that will deal a lot of damage. His Haymaker, it's pretty much a lot of the damage of the combo, and if he's able to just get it out, it's going to be really important. Oh, Captain Shrimps.
Oh yeah, he's going to go ahead and pop the calling on the Zadix, who does have flash. He's not popped it just yet, as Ratchet is there to shore up some of that aggression, making Captain Shrimps think twice about trying to dive in fully on him. So that's actually a really good save there, being able to save his buddy from having to blow his flash.
Yeah, and one of the good things about that is that even though nobody dies and nobody gets an outright advantage with flashes or something like that, you still alleviate some of the pressure on the mid lane. I was able to just back safely, don't lose that much gold in the minions, and still come back with a couple of items to be able to fight the Lucian, although Lucian has the Gale Force completed. Ratchet going for a play bot lane. They really want to
Yeah, they are going for a play bot lane. Gonna try and get onto them. Ratchet not 6 yet. He's 2 levels down from Breezy. There's no depth charge available. That's a big detriment on the side of Glaive. They want that additional engage available. They want that additional ability to knock people up available, as this bot tower is not long for the world with this response collapse coming out from Cloud9 Amateur. It's
and
it's kind of rough here.
one of the things that even though they secured the Rift Herald and they were able to get a turret, they with Cloud and Academy Amateur. Oh wait, it's you.
Oh, they are
It's
fighting
still
him.
flat.
Yeah, that's an ignite. That's a red carpet put
Nice.
down too. That's a shutdown. XU gonna give his life over for the cause. Zadok's gonna go and take that up. As Wixie and Breezy gonna try and take the last few shots on this tower. It's about 2 away from going down.
Close.
So close. Does somebody go over, just breathe on it, flick it, take it out? But no, Cloud9 is gonna go ahead and back here and reset as Infernal Dragon is spawning here in 18 seconds. They're gonna back and reset as much as possible, but no, it looks like they're gonna go ahead and stay, just wait for this wave to crash and take this tower right before Dragon's up. We do have Zadok's. Yeah, just one auto. Just,
Cannot
literally,
get it.
just auto it. Just do it. Oh no, did they wait too long? Zadix is around the side. The thumbs up from Wixie. Nah, he's not gonna dive it. The Infernal Drake is alive, but nobody's making a play for it right now. It does seem attention is being put on mid. Zadix is actually backing right now. Synthellia getting engaged on, taking a little bit of trade damage for Wixie.
Yeah, they're going to
XU is here. There's the ultimate coming out. The depth charge has been popped as he did hit 6. Ratchet very low. Stopwatch perfectly, but the tower goes down, so he's about to get taken down himself. And yeah, that's another kill. Culling comes out, goes wide, doesn't hit anybody. Wixie will get that kill on the Ratchet as we were talking about. He hit 6, used the depth charge, blew the stopwatch, and died. Not the best thing you want to see from your support, who's already 3 levels down from his opponent. And this is just too quick going the way of Cloud9 Amateur in a very lopsided play from Glaive.
Yeah, the thing with that play from League is the fact that we were hyping up that tower kill and it's just one out attack and all things like that, but you really don't need to commit to defend that turret because it's going to die so soon. Even if they don't get it on this push, they will get it on the next one. So committing so much to try and defend the turret without knowing that where everyone else on the map was, because they didn't know where the Diana was and they knew that the Lucian should be moving down. They knew that that was going to be so insecure to pull up, but they still stay so long. And also they didn't have the equalizer on Sadox by that point. It came around later on the fight, but at the moment that the Nautilus dies, the equalizer wasn't up, so the play would never come to fruition and it would never be that successful. So I'm really surprised that they go for that. It's still not that bad. It's not that much of a difference in comparison to what it was last game. But overall, it's just Cloud9, I think, understanding better what they need to do around the map, what they need to play around with, and what they can commit to and what they cannot.
Right, yeah, it's the indecision that they're giving to the team. Like, the play there easily could have been give up that tower, rotate over, take that dragon, because the rest of C9 was not even near them. It was just Wixie and Breezy alone by themselves on the map. So it's these indecision moments, these small little moments that are giving Cloud9 Amateur the ability to just kick the door down, essentially, and walk all over Glaive Prime.
Yeah, and now we see also that the Senna already has a Divine Sunderer, so now her damage will just be so much more massive, and champions like the Zed and the Nautilus will feel more pain just from that item alone than anything in the map.
Yeah, as we do have everybody collapsing in mid lane, while XU on Cloud9, he's going to go ahead and take the second Herald, no contest. He's just like, all right, this is for me. Y'all have fun down there. And as they're going to look to crack open his mid tower and open up the map even more, it's a 3k gold lead on the side of Cloud9 Amateur. Nothing that Glaive can't come back from yet. Their window, though, that window is closing pretty quickly, though. They will have to make the decision soon on how they're going to proceed with this, as we do have the Herald dropped in mid. Shelly's just going to say, hi, what's up, guys, and take down this tier 2 tower. No problem at all. And yeah, the siege, you wouldn't even think that Cloud9 has a good siege with this composition that they have, you know? They have the Senna, sure, but everyone else is melee range. As XU gets collapsed on, the depth charge goes out, will get knocked up, healed up big by Wixie. Oh man. Captain Shrimps calling relentless pursuit, execute easy as DMR. Wolf the shield, good face breaker, good shield down, unstoppable goes for the combo. Flashes the ultimate, red carpet laid down perfectly, but doesn't have the damage to follow up. Zadok is in the middle of the fight. Speedo will take out DMR, but the damage is just too
Yeah.
much. The item lead is too much on the side of Cloud9 for Glaive to actually put up a fight against, as they lose four for none, essentially an ace, as Ratchet was already dead.
Yeah, and that team fight, like I think they put their cooldowns where they needed to. The ultimates were located where they needed to, but the Ezreal being dead, it's a lot of damage that you're losing out on. And I think Sandillion missed his arcane shift before he actually died, and that prompted Captain Shrips to just go forward and get that solo kill so easily. And I think Glaive are kind of disarming themselves up because they are trying to fight things that they cannot, and instead giving openings for Cloud9 to fight so easily.
Oh, absolutely. It's the slip up, like
Yeah.
we were talking about that panic switch, that indecisive button. It's being hit real hard right now because that was almost a good setup for them to get something out of that. Speaking of setup here, do we have a Fnatic Death Brush? We do. They don't have complete sight on where everybody is. They have approximate. Can they get something set up here? There's no vision. This Ocean Drake with the additional brushes. Oh man, this could be something really good. Here is Alex.
Okay.
Flawless Duet misses, but yes, they're going in on it, baby. Breezy does flash out. He has the great
Oh,
health.
what?
Speedo's very low. Can he get out? No. Sindillion will claim his life. That was a lot committed. Two ultimates burned on the side of Glaive, but they did manage to take out Speedo. It was only the top laner. Breezy did have to burn his flash too and was chunked out considerably. With good way to push them off. But now they have to make the choice. Do they wait here 10 more seconds for this dragon to spawn while C9 is going to push down mid? While they're circling around, there's no wards in that river bush. This could go real bad. Actually, was looking for it. Ratchet's going to walk right into him. Takes a lot of damage. Depth charge is burned. That's a good hook. Disrupting Captain Shrimp. Pulls him out. Seth. Oh, DMR on the set, on the side. Trying to push out as much damage as possible. He's going deep into the big ego. He jumps down. He gets a shutdown on the Captain Shrimp. But here's the TP coming in from Speedo. He is back and ready to rock. C9 will take that. Sindillion will take out actually Wixie on a killing spree though. There's the Sida ultimate coming out, the shield and the heals coming down. Wixie's full health flashes over the wall, does not care. Sindillion against two, no way in hell he's gonna take this out. That's a flash over double kill coming out for Wixie, and that is an ace. And the third Drake going to the side of Cloud9 Amateurs.
Yeah, and you gotta like this was a really, really, really long team fight because it started when they got a pick on the Speedo. But the huge problem with that pick, it wasn't the fact that they got the kill, but the Drake wasn't up. So it gave enough time for Speedo to be up by the time the Drake is up. He has to be so he
Yeah.
can come back. And C9 didn't even need to commit anything, not even vision. They just needed to force Glaive to take a bad decision, either go for the Drake or protect mid lane because C9 was pushing mid lane. So kind of make Glaive be in a really bad position. And then we see Ratchet go for a really nice ultimate on XU. But the problem is that it was instantaneous ultimate by Diana and a stopwatch. So the damage was really cancelled by that it went against the Diana, the damage was cancelled. So they couldn't kill her that quick. And instead it was the Senna from behind, far away, just hitting everyone constantly. The damage was pummeling from her and nobody could kill her. Oh no, Sandillion. Okay, he gets the red.
Uh,
Okay, he
he's
gets
he's alive. The boy's
yeah,
alive.
yeah,
But
he gets the
yes,
red.
yes,
But
that last fight, it
could
went
have
way
been
too
worse.
long. Yeah,
It could
could
have
have
been
been
worse.
worse. Could have
Yeah.
been worse for sure. But it just went way too long, and the consistent damage and consistent healing, by the way, because Wixie got chunked out to half, but he
Yeah.
was over the wall and able to heal up considerably off of the fight, and just goes back over the wall and just 2v2s the side of Glaive as Diomar jumps on, will get eaten. Depth charge onto the wrong target, I believe. Diomar's going to go and body slam him in there. Massive shield coming out, but Captain Shrimp is untouched. He does get hit with the dredge lines, though. The shield's coming back. The moonfall, though! The double kill coming out. That's 4 down. That's 5 down. That's another ace. Back-to-back aces in these fights for Cloud9 Amateur as they're going straight for this Baron, free of charge.
Yeah, that legitimately looked like a hammer from heaven just pummeling on top of everyone and destroying everyone because there was no chance. The Diana just jumps in, gets such a massive ultimate, and is able to delete everyone. Yeah, the Ezreal has the Sunderer, but he's not that tanky yet. He doesn't have the stats to cover him up, and he just instantly dies. And I think Glaive overcommitted way too much for that teamfight, especially when Irelia is so close to her mythic item. As soon as she has that item, I think you can commit even more, but she's close but not yet there. You need a little bit of time, and it's not like Cloud9 can commit to the Baron yet. Not because they don't have the bad damage, but because you have an Ezreal and a Rumble that can attack from a really long distance and can just put
Yeah.
so much damage on top of them. So I think it was just so much commitment without actually needing to.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, they like we were talking about that window for them to come back. It was closing slowly. Now it's slammed shut as this is essentially a 10K gold lead. Oh my god, it's so many more kills over. The item breakpoints are there on the side of Cloud9 and still not there yet for Glaive. As yeah, we were talking, Super Big Ego does not have his mythic yet. That's always a really hard decision when you're playing Aurelia. Do you go for your mythic first, or do you want to go ahead and get that uh, the your legendary item first? Like it's always that choice you have to make, and sometimes it's not really the right one in the situation. As we do have Cloud9 knocking on Glaive's door with his Baron empowered Senna, with these Baron empowered minions. Glaive will do their best to stave off this assault, but it's looking really close to the end for Glaive Prime.
Yeah. I think luckily this time around they also have the fact that it's not such an unsurmountable gold lead in comparison to what they were down in the game in the previous game. So they should be able to try and put a better fight protecting the inner turrets. And if they lose just one inhibitor in the mid lane, I think that's perfectly fine and doable. Oh no, Ratchet.
Oh man, Ratchet, he's trying to go deep. Does drop the depth charge on to Captain Shrimps. The three ultimates invested in that. You got the depth charge, you got the True Shot Barrage, and you have the Equalizer all dropped on him, and he's just back at half health, laughing at you at this point. Three very key ultimates burned, just trying to keep him away. Whereas his next wave of Baron up minions, there's the Culling coming out. They're trying to protect him, but Shaddix is there. That's a double. That's easy triple coming down. Diomar trying to help his buddies out. It's looking like another clean sweep here for Cloud9 as they have the Baron, they have the power, they have the mid, they have the mid available. Yeah, no, Tom Kench not dying. Look at that big shield, baby. He won't go down. XU on a killing spree. Sindelian, last man alive, on his Nexus, watching his kingdom crumble